Well, this is just your weekly reminder that we post every Tuesday at 5 p.m. on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube for the full video visuals. You can now follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Nothing But Controversy. You can also go follow our new YouTube channel, NBC Clips, where we post some of our shorter content, our best content, little shorter clips. And if you want a link to all of our links, just click the link in our Instagram bio to get access to every single social media platform that we are on. With that being said, let's head to our intro song.
This is Nothing But Controversy. Four guys on a podcast and we're talking about sports. Four guys on a podcast and we're talking about sports. Nothing But Controversy with Matt, Dawson, Cam, and Shaner.
What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 18 of the Nothing But Controversy podcast. We are officially 150 days away from the start of the NFL regular season. And we're
started this at what, 199?
Yeah.
I think that was the first. Damn.
That's crazy. Something like that. It's coming up quick. But yeah, the draft's coming up soon, so that's going to be episode 20. I can't wait for that one. It's going to be a big mock draft special, so definitely stay tuned for that. But it's not episode 20, it's episode 18, and let's get ready for it. So we always used to start our podcast with the question of the week as our first segment, but we decided that it would be good to start talking about like the past week of sports and what happened, like little news and stuff like that. So to start off each new segment now, we're going to start it off with a new segment that we like to call This Week in Sports. So basically how this new segment's going to work is we're going to go into our usual order, whatever. And basically what we're going to do is we're just going to bring up something that we would like to talk about that happened last week in sports, something big, you know.
Just have a little chit-chat.
Yeah, just a little chit-chat, talk about what's going on, maybe give our thoughts about it. So I have two things I'd like to bring up. The first thing is, well, last week was the Masters. We're all golf fans and we like playing it, so we were watching it for sure. And I mean, the Masters is the Super Bowl of golf. It's like the Daytona 500 of golf, you know, like it's the biggest event of the year. Everyone's watching, and you get that green jacket, and that's what you want to do. But listen, we're filming on Sunday today, this week, so we're actually still in the middle of it. It's up right here on my TV. I'm watching it right now as Hideki Matsuyama is currently leading. He had a bogey on the first hole, which is not great, but I just want to talk about like one of the funniest things. I just went on ESPN, like I saw this little story, and it was just the first thing that shows up is like the leader. So Hideki Matsuyama was at -11 yesterday, and it just says, because they had a rain delay yesterday, and he was basically it said Matsuyama playing video games during delay and then shot a 65. This guy is in the biggest tournament of his life, like just nonchalantly just playing video games to pass the time. I thought that was hilarious. And he goes and shoots a 65. I think that's like a 7 under. That's crazy.
Can I know what you wanted him to do to pass the time?
I don't know. Just that, I find that so funny. A professional golfer playing video games just randomly in the hall. Like, that's hilarious.
Was it like, did he bring like a whole like
I have no idea.
PC like or PS4 setup, or was he playing Angry Birds?
I have absolutely no. I'm just guessing he was probably like gaming or something.
Yeah.
But I thought that was really funny.
Maybe he was hopping into PGA 2K21.
Yeah, but it was good with this year's Masters because a lot of the big names actually didn't even make the cut. Like Dustin Johnson, who's the #1 golfer in the world right now, and the defending champion of like whatever it was in November, like 6 months ago or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
And he didn't even make the cut. Brooks Koepka, who I had winning. I mean, he just came off knee surgery, but he didn't even make the cut either. Rory McIlroy, guys like that. But Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas made the cut, and they made some moves. But right now it's looking we got like a 5-man race right now. Like Matsuyama, Schauffele, Zalatoris, Connors, and Rose. I have money on Connors, the Canadian boy, which would be cool. But I don't know if you guys watched the Masters or not.
Nice hole-in-one yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
what I don't get is I saw the odds for him to hit a hole-in-one. It was like plus 1,300 or something. Like
I think it
that
was
seems
plus 1,600.
okay, but still, that's low. Like
Just for him or for a person?
it was for
anyone?
him. For him, like that. If it was, yeah, that's
Really?
why. If it was for anyone to hit a hole in one, I would take that. But for him to hit a hole in one, that's like I don't know.
That's
He
shitty
did it.
value.
So
He did
Yeah,
do
well, he
it.
did it.
Yeah.
You know what? I
So
bet
probably
a
$200.
dollar. I bet a single dollar on Mike Weir to finish in the top 10, just because he's always had a special place in my heart. Unfortunately, he didn't make the cut after day 2, so I was pretty upset. But it would have been a big return. We're all betting men on this podcast.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Just want to share a little story there. It was really unfortunate.
How much did it pay out?
It was $1 for 81 return.
Hey.
So, yeah, I was like, all right, this guy's gonna turn it up for no reason, but
that
he
is
did
what we
not at
call
all. And
value right there.
That is value. That's big time value.
Yeah. Just the last thing I want to bring up for this week is, listen, you guys aren't big soccer fans, but I'm a big time Real Madrid guy, and they had pretty much their most important week of the season. They had on Tuesday they played against Liverpool in the Champions League first leg. They won that 3-1, which is a huge dub going into the second leg this week. And then on Saturday, they were playing against Barcelona in a huge La Liga matchup, and they won that yesterday 2-1. So they had a big week, and that's good.
Well, I want to bring up the World Cup of Curling. No, I'm just joking. I don't really – nothing crazy went on in sports, obviously. Again, when the Masters are on, everyone kind of shuts down and it's like Masters mode. But I just wanted to get your guys' take on the Canucks just being shut down for however long it's been with COVID. I think they have their first game back. I don't know when, but I think it's scheduled now. But I just wanted to know your guys' thoughts on the Canucks getting shut down, the first Canadian team really getting shut down like big time.
I mean, I don't even think it's just a Canadian team. I feel like they're like the worst.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing that's happened to a team.
There was like Dallas and Florida didn't start the season on time.
Mm-hmm.
So like they missed Dallas only played their first game when everybody else was like 6 games in or something.
Damn.
this is going to be weird for Vancouver. I think our division is like all over the place right now. The Habs do not look good. Calgary, big win last night. Edmonton, I find very similar to the Habs, very streaky team this year. We'll see with Vancouver. They're either going to come back hot or they're going to come back cold. So I'm sure for them, they're hoping to come back hot. But
because with the Habs, they did come back hot, but now they're shit again. But they did their first 2 games they won, I think.
Yeah, they won 4-0 and then 4-1, right?
It's a lot harder for Vancouver to come back hot because they're playing 19 games in 31 days.
Wow.
Yeah, right. That's when the NHL keeps saying that they don't want to push the end of the regular season that they had scheduled, but now you get these situations where your risk for injury is a lot higher as well. Like I'm sure the players aren't loving that either.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of a lot of games in a few days, I don't know why, but I've been big into baseball this year so far. Like I'm watching the Jays all the time. I'm texting Shane. I'm texting a few other buddies of mine about the Jays. I'm super excited about the Jays. Like they look they don't look great. Like their pitching is they obviously have some guys out, but just the lineup they have and how young they are, like I'm super excited about them. But again, this is more a question for Shane and Cam. But when why am I running a blank now? So when George Springer comes back, who's hopping out of the lineup? I know Gurriel just went on COVID.
Yeah, I was gonna say Gurriel's out right now. I think they're gonna rotation it. They're obviously. I think Grichuk's there. He's the starter.
Dude, he's been playing so well.
And having the DH spot in the AL like helps them a lot too.
I think honestly it'll be Teoscar at DH. I think he'll be DH most of the time. Springer in the outfield, and then Gurriel can play DH too.
Yeah.
Gurriel can also play in the infield. I'm pretty sure he was drafted as an infield player. He started with the Jays at second base.
Okay.
So worst case, they can put him there. So they have options.
Who's at third base now?
Who's at third?
Yeah.
Is this Simeon? No.
No, he's at
second.
I don't know.
Gio's at second.
Yeah. Anyways.
It's one of those.
So
guys,
you think it'll be like a rotation thing?
I think it's a rotation, yeah.
Okay.
They probably won't he won't come in and be playing full games right away either. I don't think so.
For sure.
He might even honestly start as the DH to get him back in, get him at bats.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I think we're all excited to see what he can do in Toronto. Like, I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm excited at how athletic Vladdy looks this year, too. I don't know if it was like 2 or 3 days ago. He snagged just a line drive midair.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm excited for him. But we'll move on to Cam and Shane. I don't know what you guys wanted to talk about.
I don't have anything huge, and I'm not sure if it's been passed or if it's about to pass, but that new number rule for the NFL, I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, I know there's like mixed emotions coming from the pro guys, but I kind of like the idea of seeing a linebacker wearing a single number, receivers as well, also running backs too. So I think that would be pretty sick.
Yeah, I sent you guys that tweet that Darius Butler put out. It just killed me, saying like all these punters and kickers are about to get the fucking bullied by linebackers and DBs and shit for their single digit numbers. That killed me. But no, the rule is really sick.
Yeah.
I know Mekhi Becton said something. He said the players that don't want single numbers give it to the O-line. And he's like, I want to wear number 1.
Fuck, imagine.
Yeah. But I like that. I like that rule change. I know.
Yeah.
I think it was Brandon Ayuk said leave it for like college kids and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, I like it.
I feel like it almost like modernizes the game a bit, you know? Like we love college for the numbers that we like I want to say exotic numbers, not exotic, but just seeing a corner wearing number 1, you know, or whatever. It's just cool. It's just
we're also used to it growing up watching the CFL, right? Like they don't really have restrictions on numbers in the CFL.
They have a 0, which is sick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not
Zero
really
is sick.
0.
Double 0?
yeah, double zero should not exist.
Double 0 is
wow.
disgusting.
But single 0 is fire.
Yeah.
No, but like when I see like in the comments, they're like, people are like, it's not even a big deal. Like it's just numbers. Like if you're saying that, it's because you've never worn.
You've never played a sport in your life.
Exactly.
Never
like,
had a number that meant something to you.
exactly.
Never.
You know, like
And also, it's gonna drive the revenue for the NFL too. Like,
Yeah, people are gonna have to buy new
people are
jerseys.
way more likely to buy. Well, also like people who don't have jerseys or who are looking to buy some.
Yeah.
Jersey numbers from 1 to 10 are way more appealing than anything else, unless you really love the player.
Like I have a 41 Alvin Kamara jersey, and I saw like this like whatever. It was just a picture, like, you know, photoshopped or whatever, of him wearing number 6, and I was like, you know what? I don't even care if he changes number. That's sick. Like,
Yeah.
You know, like it's like whatever.
Absolutely.
Like, it's not a big deal, but yeah, I mean, I think it was about time. Like we were talking about like the helmets getting like being able to have like different helmets. Like I think it's just a matter of time.
I think that's next.
Exactly.
I think that's next.
that. Like,
Well, it's being talked about now. The Eagles they bring that rule up every single year, and every year the owners.
Derrick
vote
Henry
against
tweeted
it.
about it, right? He was like, now that we could wear those numbers, how about we bring back like retro jerseys and helmets and like you know, like stuff like that. So
yeah,
I wonder if he's gonna go to 2.
That'd be wicked. Shane, you got any big stories?
I got to talk about 3 things here, all NHL. First one, shout out to my boy Marc Bergevin for pulling off that trade a couple hours ago for John Merrill. Hayden Verbeek's not going to play in the NHL, so that's not a loss. And a 5th-round pick to shore up your defense is nothing.
Yeah.
He has, I think they had like 12 picks in this year's draft.
Yeah, they're loaded with picks.
Like what's one 5th-round pick? And it wasn't even their 5th-round pick. It was Ottawa's 5th-round pick, apparently. So I think that was a great trade for Bergevin. I think he absolutely helps the defense. And I think, honestly, he'll be in the lineup even when Sherratt comes back.
Do you know what his contract's like?
He's under $1 million, and he's UFA at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So essentially, you're subbing out Victor Mete for John Merrill, and that is a huge upgrade. Second, there was another trade, like 3 minutes before that trade. Jonas Siegenthaler, a defenseman, the 7th defenseman on the Washington Capitals, went to New Jersey. Tom Fitzgerald, if you are listening to this, why the fuck did you give them a 3rd-round pick for a 7th defenseman?
What's his name?
Jonas Siegenthaler.
Oh, okay.
And he got a 3rd-round pick. Washington got a 3rd-round pick for him.
Damn.
How? Why? That is a fireable offense. That is horrible. Tom Fitzgerald, please listen up. Do better.
That reminded me of a story we need to quickly talk about after, but go to your 3rd one, Shane.
Number 3, the NHL needs to do better. Yesterday was Kobe Cave's anniversary of him dying 1 year, and they made the Edmonton Oilers play a game. Connor McDavid spoke after the game. How do you expect their players to show up and be ready to play a game when they're all mourning a loss and you have a ceremony before the game. The NHL needs to do better. That's all I have to say.
Yeah,
Okay.
I watched that game last night, and you honestly just feel for Edmonton. They came out flat. Half of them didn't even look like they wanted to play, and I don't blame them whatsoever. I do agree, though. Don't make teams play on anniversaries like that. It's just not fair to anyone.
Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of fireable offenses that Shane was talking about, can we talk about the rumors going around that San Francisco is going to take Mac Jones at 3?
I think
That
it's
is the
definitely-
most fireable offense I've ever heard.
They
Like if they actually do that, I like.
You can't fire a guy if like he hasn't even shown up yet. You know, like
You can definitely fire a guy.
But
What do you mean?
okay.
Fire a guy
I
for
don't
You're
even
gonna
care
fire
about.
him for.
I don't care about who they
It doesn't-
pick. but
Mac Jones can turn out to be the greatest quarterback of all time. He's still going to be there at 13 or
12.
12.
How do you
or
know
yeah,
that? How do you know
he
that?
is 100%.
He is.
Without a doubt, he was there at 12.
Without a doubt.
He could have been there
Without a
at
doubt.
fucking pick 12 of the second round.
Agreed. Dude, it's very like Mitch
That's a
Trubisky.
stupid thing to say. No, he's not
Why?
going to be there in the second round.
He very well could be.
Mac Jones.
Yeah.
He's conservatively the number 5 quarterback in this draft class.
Mac Jones was getting picked.
I mean,
before
aggressively,
15 regardless.
no.
It's not going to be a second round pick.
At 15, 100% the Pats were taking him after
No, I'm
re-signing
just saying
Cam.
before that, like
No, I don't think so. I don't think
Where?
so. Yeah, who's taking him?
I don't know, the Panthers.
No.
The Panthers just traded for
Broncos
Sam Darnold.
Darnold?
I'm sorry, yeah, not the Panthers. The Panthers before they made that trade, but not anymore.
I mean, well, that's why we wait a month.
Yeah.
There's still a while to
the
the draft.
Broncos, the Pats,
He's not an upgrade over Drew Lock.
the
They're not
Bears.
taking him at 9.
How do you know? How do you know that, man?
He's not an upgrade.
Drew Lock
I'm-
looked terrible.
Aren't the Bears past 15?
Bears are 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's a little Alabama bias. It is what
I
it
would
is.
I would have been like
A second round.
outside,
Either way,
outside-
Either way, trading up to the 8th spot
And giving
is a
up
big
3
difference
first-round
than
picks.
trading to the 3rd.
Agreed.
Giving up 3
Okay.
first-round picks.
they gave up way too much. There's no way if they take him at 3, it's gonna be a Mitch Trubisky laughing joke for
Yeah.
a while, I would think.
We'll see.
Why? If
Especially
they
with Fields
trade,
on the board.
yeah, I just to me you don't draft a glorified game manager at 3 after giving up a bunch of picks like that. Because honestly, what more is he than a game manager right now? Compared to the big 4 names that we already know that have that electric style, you know. I put him in the same category as Trask. Like it's Mac Jones, Trask, even Ian Book. They're all in that
Ian Book, my guy.
they're in that pocket passer group. Everyone else has that electric franchise changing capability.
I absolutely agree with you.
Alrighty.
Anyways, let's just. move.
I why?
You can't tell me if he gets taken at 3rd, it's a good pick.
I'm not saying it's a bad pick. I'm not saying. Okay, what I'm saying is it's not a fireable offense. Because first of all, if he turns out to be completely shit,
Doesn't matter.
I will apologize to you and say, you know what, it's fine. I do believe that they could have gotten him at 12. That's what I think, but we don't know what they know.
Would you
How do you
take
know
him over
that
Fields?
that the Dolphins or let's say the Falcons are thinking we want to take Mac Jones and they know that, you know, you never know what's going on through the mind. Like I'm not gonna say
You
that's
take him-
happening.
Oh shit! You get Justin Fields. Who's
Would you take him over Fields?
No,
Would you take him over Lance?
no.
So there you go.
Yeah, but he's not a second round pick.
Okay.
I'm not the
He
one that
very
said
well
it's a
could
second-round
be.
pick.
I disagree.
Let's go to
Anyway,
the question of the week,
Yeah,
man.
let's just move on. Anyways, on a happier note, let's just move on to the question of the week. Then put the freaking intro in there. All right, so a clip emerged this week between Peyton Manning and Marshawn Lynch, and they were just talking about their careers and talking about sports and stuff. And one thing that came up was Marshawn Lynch's pregame routine. Dawson, go ahead and roll that clip.
You believe in superstitions? I always like to read the program front to back for whatever reason before the game. By the end of the season, where I counted for the Colts went to college. What were yours?
Right.
What was your?
My superstition was that I needed to have maybe a shot and a half before every game.
Of?
Hennessy. What you mean?
I was thinking. Yeah. Gatorade. Toradol. I don't know what I was thinking.
Hell no.
And there's a bar right there in the locker room in Seattle. Schneider and Pete Carroll.
My backpack.
So I thought that was hilarious. He always
Not
takes
Skittles.
not
Skittles.
Yeah. Like this guy takes shots of Henny.
That's crazy.
Before a game. That is funny. So we figured since we all grew up playing football, what was your game day routine? Me, I actually followed one pretty strictly. Wasn't that healthy, but I did it. I would wake up and before even looking at my phone or anything, I would go and jump in the hot tub and I would spend some time in there. Hot tub, I love going in there. It's my spot. It's my happy place. That's where I would start every day, every game day with. And then I would go to Tim's and get myself a bagel. Don't know why, but we used to, when we were in Pee Wee, our games were at 9:30 in the morning, and we would just go get breakfast there.
Now, even if you had bagels at home, it had to be a Tim's bagel?
Yes.
Okay.
Cream cheese bacon.
Got it.
Yeah. Then I would listen to the same 5-song playlist.
Can't be touched. Remember the name.
Okay. That was more for like my college football days. Like, that's what, like when we'd go on the field before and like you toss the ball with your buddy, just before you actually did like the team warm up or whatever. And then the last thing I do is when you come in after the warm up, I would like 20 minutes before the game started, I would chug a 5-hour energy and get hopped up. But yeah, very unhealthy, but it got the job done.
I like it. So mine from my time as a youngin' to my college days didn't really change much. Home games, I would wake up no matter what time it was. My dad would make me some form of pasta and like just bake it, like baked pasta, just like so I would have like carb load before my game. Head to the field. When I was in college, I would head to the field probably 4 or 5 hours before the game. Head to physio, get taped up, get massaged out, do what I had to do, heat pads, all that. Head down to the locker room, listen to music, eat a granola bar, eat a banana, things like that. Go out, warm up with specialists, long snap, different things like that. Come back in, chill, stretch, team warm up, all that. And then after team warm up, right between that and start of the game, I would come back in, put my eye black on, get hyped with the boys. We just go crazy in the locker room with songs until like 10 minutes before we walk out. Then it's just dead silence. Walk out and usually win. And then road games, I would always, no baked pasta. I don't know why, but we would usually have to leave early in the morning because we're usually heading to Quebec City, like 3-4 hours away for an afternoon game. Stop at McDonald's, get just a smoothie, get on the bus in the comfiest thing I have, bring a pillow, chill on the bus, get to the game, same routine, specialist warm-up, eye black, all that. Head to the locker room, jam out, a little bit of silence, go out and win. And then on the way back home, we're partying on the bus. But that was my routine. It's pretty much been the same from the time I was like 8 years old to the time I finished my career in college.
Those are the best bus rides after a big dub.
Big dub, 3 hours away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, hated the bus rides, like to away games. The way back was super fun, like some of the best moments ever. But the way there, just everyone has to be quiet for no reason. If you think about it. Like you have to focus like 3 hours before your game, dead silence.
Yeah.
Won't single anyone out, but we remember. Nothing crazy. Like I always that car ride with my parents, whether it was 5 minutes or when I was younger driving all the way to games. Like I always loved being in the backseat of the car and just jamming out to random music, nothing specific, but just chilling. And if it was 5 minutes to the home games, then I always had my specific music. Eminem was always big. Speaker knockers as I got older.
Yes,
I had
sir.
to be in the headphones. I would always put my left cleat on first before my
Really?
right one. That's just a thing I did. Don't know why. You know what? I heard a CFL player say it, like an Alouette say it when I was young, and I always like I took it to heart, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be my superstition. Just left cleat before the right cleat.
Nice.
And I always just needed a couple of minutes, close my eyes, put my music super low, and just visualize how the game would go out or how I thought it would go, and then just get in the mood. And then, yeah, classic team warm up, get the show on, lose a bunch of games. It's fun.
I like it.
All right, yeah. I kind of stopped playing early because of injuries, but woke up. My dad gave me a protein shake every game day. That's all I had before the game. It didn't matter if my game was at 7 p.m. or if it was at 9 a.m. It didn't matter. That's all I had. I would just take my mouth guard, like right after I finished the shake, and I would just start chewing the shit out of my mouth guard. I don't know what it was, but I always had my mouth guard in my mouth. Then we just got in the car. I would blast my music, and then no one would talk in the car. It was like dead silence. I would get to the field, and as I said, injuries ended me early. So I was always hurt, so I was always at the trainer's table. I was literally that kid that just hung around at the trainer's table, waiting to get cleared for every game. And when I did, like Cam said, I would put my left cleat on first, and I would put my left glove on first. Like, I would get, like, the left side of my body ready before my right. I don't know what it was. It was just, like, as a kid, I was a lefty, so, like, I don't know what it was. It was just always like that. And then, yeah, warm up. I barely did the warm-ups because I hated warming up. So I half-assed every single warm-up. And then, I don't know, we just got ready for the game, had our little pregame speeches or whatever, and that was it. The kid was ready to go.
Was it Randy Moss or Ocho Cinco that didn't stretch? It was Randy Moss, eh?
Randy Moss, yeah.
Ocho too, though. Ocho never stretches, never, like, went on meal plans.
Oh, yeah.
Ate McDonald's
Ocho
lives off McDonald's, bro.
Yeah.
Got fined once a week, at least.
That's what it is.
He was like the definition of a player you just wanted to watch, man. Like,
yeah,
it was so because he was so funny, but he's also so good. Like, it was just perfect. It's like Conor McGregor, man. He's so funny in press conference, but he's actually a fighter you want to watch, you know, because he's
absolutely,
actually, you know. But anyways, hey, I liked your pregame routine, guys. I liked it, and I totally agree with you, Cam. Bus rides on the way to a road game sucked. On the way back, if you won, they were a party.
So
if
fun.
you lost, it was even worse.
If you lost, no one went back on the bus if you lost.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I remember there was one guy we played with, and after we lost the championship in midget, I threw a bottle at the back of his head. And I sniped him from like halfway from across the bus, okay? And he turned around, and I had a broken collarbone in that game. I was playing with like my left collarbone was not fully healed at all. So the coaches held me out until the fourth quarter, and we were losing, and it was freezing. We were down by 5 points. Anyways, couldn't get the comeback done. Played like shit, honestly. But on the bus, so I hit this kid in the back of the head with an empty like Mountain Dew bottle or I don't know, some random soda bottle. And he turns around and he was like, "If only you were that accurate during the game, maybe we would have won."
Fuck.
And I
remember that like it was yesterday.
No response for that.
Damn. Was this
I
kid
got
good?
chirped.
No, he sucked.
Oh man.
It's always the worst ones.
Oh man.
But yeah, I remember just quickly when I lost my college championships 36-0. No one took the bus home. Like, even if their parents weren't there or something, like they were hopping on the metro or some shit. No one wanted to be on that bus. It was bad. It was bad. That's fucking funny, Cam. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like to be fair, he got picked on quite a bit. So and like I wasn't even trying to be a dick, you know.
I don't know why you threw the bottle at him.
At least he didn't reach for his book bag or some shit.
No, I don't know. I don't know what the circumstance was, honestly. Like I'm not a dick inherently. We were probably just messing with him, and
yeah,
it went south very quick. You know what? Honestly, that's the best I've ever been chirped, I think. So
that is a top-notch chirp. I'll give it to him.
He gets the award for chirp of Cam's lifetime through his 22
couldn't
years.
play football, but he could chirp.
There you go.
But yeah. All right, let's move on to our next segment. And it's also a segment that we do every week, and that's our bold prediction of the week. All right, so for those who watched last week or 2 weeks ago, you guys know that my bold prediction was a little future one, and it was that Cole Caulfield would score 2 goals in his debut, and
He did it.
he did it. And he scored another one in his next game, which is crazy. So call me a little fortune teller here, but my bold prediction this week's a little simpler, and it's that the Buffalo Sabres are going to beat the Washington Capitals on Thursday.
There we go.
I mean, Buffalo's in last place, Washington's in first place. It's definitely bold, but I like to see it happen. Buffalo's just been so bad this year. Maybe they'll turn it around on Thursday.
Well, we saw it this week with I don't know who the pitcher was, but he was on the Padres through a no-hitter. My prediction is that this week there will be another no-hitter thrown. I don't know which team, I don't know which pitcher, but someone will throw a no-hitter this week.
Dawson, I love the way you think, because my bold prediction this week is that a Blue Jays pitcher will throw a no-hitter.
Ooh.
Going extra bold, but yeah, after that Padres pitcher, I forget his name also.
Musgrove?
Good for him, whoever. Yeah, Joe Musgrove. There you go. Shout out to him. Good for him. First one in franchise history. Let's get a Jays no-hitter this week.
Right. Wait,
We're getting crazier and crazier every week, by the way.
Before I go, speaking about the Padres, Blake Snell, you know how he got taken out in the World Series? I saw an interview like last night with Cody Bellinger, and the guy asked him, he's like, "What was your feeling when he took out Tony Snell?" When he took out Snell, and he's like, the whole bench just looked at each other and they're like, they're fucked. Like they knew right away that they were gonna win the game.
Damn.
Not Tony Snell, by the way. My bad.
Yeah, I was gonna
Shout out Tony Snell. But my bold prediction, we're going to hockey. The Habs play 4 games this week. The Leafs, the Flames twice, and the Ottawa Senators. They will have 2 shutouts this week.
Wow. Is Carey Price going to be in any of them, or is he still going to be hurt?
Aiden Primo's getting both of them.
Wow.
That's not part of the bold prediction.
Is he even going to get a start?
We're running that back.
Yeah.
Call up McNiven, okay? Let's go. Primo and McNiven can both play.
Absolutely. They're both in the top 10 in AHL save percentage.
You know, I'm going to become a bigger Rocket fan than Habs fan pretty soon. If it doesn't pick up here, and there's no AHL playoffs this year, very unfortunate.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, I don't like it.
But around the table, man.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah. All right. That was our bold predictions. And now we're going to move on to a segment that everyone loves. And that's simply called This or That. This week we decided to do This or That Funny Edition. We just picked Dawson came up with them actually, so shout out to you, buddy. These are pretty good. Basically, all of these are a punishment.
Basically.
Okay, so we'll start with the first one, and it's, would you rather drop the gloves with Zdeno Chara or get trucked by Marshawn Lynch full speed? You guys ready?
Yeah.
3.
Actually, I'm not, but I'm just going to say mine.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, lift them up.
Chara.
Yeah, I'm dropping the gloves. So is Dawson and Cam. And Shaner's getting trucked by Marshawn. The reason I said drop the gloves is because I'm getting hurt regardless. I figured if I drop the gloves with Zdeno Chara, I'm probably going to slip and fall because I'm a terrible skater anyway. So the fight will probably be over by the time I get one shot or he gets a couple in, you know? So
I'm fully confident that I will fuck Zdeno Chara up. I will fuck him up. Come on the podcast. I'll talk my shit to you. I will fuck Zdeno Chara up. I feel like he's big for nothing.
Interesting.
Pussy.
Oh no, I see.
I
manhandle some NHL players.
I forget which Habs player it was specifically, but he broke the guy's face, like broke his orbital bone right here.
I'll break his face.
So I'm kind of regretting this decision, but you know, I care about my face a lot. I feel like at least if you're getting trucked by Marshawn Lynch, you have pads on, but nonetheless, I won't back down. Land some 1-2 Mayweathers on Chara, then probably get my face broken and never see again. But it's okay.
That's the thing. Like, what do they say? It's called a fighter's chance, or what is it when like all it takes is one punch, right? If I hit Zdeno Chara right in his ugly face at the right angle, like I have a shot.
I
Like
don't,
I could
know how
have
you're gonna,
bleeds.
I don't know how you're gonna reach him.
I could have blades like this thick on, and I don't think I could even
okay, body shots
scratch
then.
his face.
But
Yeah,
Shots,
exactly.
it's wearing
body shots. I don't know. I'll grab him by the jersey. Like, but if I had to fight Zdeno Chara, I'd fight dirty. I'd claw eyes. I'd like bite and shit. Like, you got to do what you got to do. But Marshawn Lynch, like, the situation I kind of presented, like, you got no chance. It's kind of like you're getting trucked by him.
You're eating it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're eating it. This, you have a chance.
All right, for those of you who do not know who I am only 5'9", so Zdeno Chara is a foot taller than me. There is not a single chance I will ever reach that man's face to throw a punch. I'm also currently sitting on 8 concussions, and I've seen Zdeno Chara break a man's face. So I will take my chances with breaking my body to stop Marshawn Lynch than having my head become even more scrambled eggs.
That's the one thing I'm scared about. Matt brought it up. I'm not a good skater.
I would just get that's what makes it an easier decision for me. If I'm going against Marshawn Lynch, there's not really any backing down. We're on the ground. We're on level playing field.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, all right. Let's go to our second one. Would you rather take a Mike Tyson body shot, like a punch to the body, punch to the ribs, or take a Cristiano Ronaldo free kick straight to the dome?
To the nose. Like, it gets, like, right in there.
3, 2, 1. All right. So I took Mike Tyson body shots. So did Cam and Shaner. And Dawson took Cristiano Ronaldo. This is simply, I think my ribs will be broken by a punch, but I also think I'm going to get a concussion. And I would rather break my ribs than destroy my head. And that's simply the only reason that I would pick that.
See, I think if Mike Tyson, like, if you're, like, standing like this, like, hands above your head, and Mike Tyson gets a free body shot on you, you'll absolutely break your ribs, but you'll also bleed internally. And, like, I'll fall to the mat, hit my head, and probably get a concussion too. So, and like, soccer balls, not for nothing. They're hard, but, like, they're kind of meant to go in your head sometimes.
Yeah, but they're not meant to hit you in the face. You're meant to head the ball. Like,
anyways, yeah, this one's probably the toughest one. But have you
ever gotten a soccer ball to the dome?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, funny story. Once when I was a kid, I was playing soccer, and some kid, he was just, like, known as hard as a 7-year-old can kick, but, like, he was just known as that kid that can kick the ball really hard. Anyways, he had a free kick, and I stood, like, fairly close, and he kicked me, and it just went right into my stomach, and that was the first time I ever got winded. And I'm literally there, like, and then it bounces off me, right? And then he goes, and he kicks it again, and it hits me right in the stomach again, and then I collapsed. And then I think I played one more game of soccer, then I never played again. But, yeah, give me a Ronaldo kick to the face.
Yeah, I just care about my face too much. I mean, whatever happens from
Cam's a pretty boy.
taking that Iron Mike Tyson shot to the body, I don't know. I don't think I'll be good in either situation. Either way, I'm screwed. So my body recovers better than my face.
I don't know. I've always had a big fear of breaking my nose. I don't know why. It does not look comfortable, so I would rather not be able to breathe for about 5 months recovering from broken ribs than my nose being completely shattered throughout my whole face.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the harder ones, though. Next one. Would you rather block a Shea Weber slap shot or get hit by a Clayton Kershaw fastball? 3, 2, 1.
Wait.
I took Kershaw. Cam took Kershaw. And so did Dawson. While Shaner took Weber. This one, I'm just imagining taking a Weber slap shot straight to, like, the shin.
Yeah.
You know?
The shin.
And I'm imagining a fastball is usually not going to go down. It's usually going to be above the hips. So I would say, like, let's say it hits your arm, right? When you're in the batter's box, right?
Yeah.
So I think I'd rather get a baseball going probably about the same speed to my arm versus a clapper straight to my shin. That's the simplest reason. That's the simplest way I could put it.
Yeah. For me, it was I obviously don't want to do either, but it's like what has the softer landing? Because either way, I'm going down, and I'd rather land on sand than land on ice, to be perfectly honest. So that's why I took the fastball.
Me, it just comes down to like bone breaking chance percentage, and like a puck gives you a way better chance of breaking a bone. I've done that before. It's not fun. Baseball, look, it's gonna leave a bruise. You might have like the stitches or the laces on the baseball like imprinted in your arm forever, but it'll be worth it. I mean, you could also say you got hit by a Kershaw fastball, so it's pretty cool.
I just kind of took this question as if I was playing hockey against Weber, so I'm all like padded up and shit. Like I have all the equipment that they would normally have, and guys in the NHL like religiously block Shea Weber's shot. I'm not saying it's not gonna hurt like a bitch. It will. But at least I have some sort of padding as opposed to not having any padding at all.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if I'm not having padding, then I'll take the fastball. But I just took it as if I'm gonna be playing against him in a game.
Okay.
Again, neither is fun. Neither would be fun.
It's not. You don't really have a right answer here.
No.
All I gotta say. I mean, pretty much all 5 of these. I mean, actually, the next one I think there's a right answer.
Okay, go.
But would you rather get locked in a room with an angry Ron Artest or an angry Andre Johnson? Three, two, one. Okay, so we're split here. I took Andre Johnson, so did Cam, and then Dawson and Shaner took Meta World Peace. Okay, I guess we're split up here. I thought.
No, I'm actually regretting my choice.
You could change it if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna change it. I would rather be locked in a room with Andre Johnson.
Andre Johnson is not as big as Ron Artest is, man. Ron Artest is a big motherfucker, and he is a scary. That guy has some issues.
Mentally unstable.
Oh yeah.
Change his name to Meta World Peace. What explanation is there for like? Why would you lock yourself? Like, okay, you know what? If it's like lock yourself in the room with him and face whatever happens or die, you might as well die and take the easy way out because the way I'm taking
this is, let's say we put them up against each other. I'm 100% putting my car on Ron Artest, maybe killing him. So that's why I would rather get locked. At least I have a chance of surviving with Andre Johnson. Ron Artest, I think I'm a goner, bud.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you know, like I was obviously joking when I said I would scratch Zdeno Chara's eyes and shit like that. Ron Artest is so fucked up, he would kill you. And he wouldn't even realize he's killing you, and he'd fucking keep going after he killed you, and then he'd wear your skin as a jacket. He's that fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then he would sign you and write Meta World Peace. Like,
fucking weird. I remember I saw him punch James Harden in the head live, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, we're just watching this, and just
remember that?
Boom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was an elbow.
Elbows, bro. It was fucking.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, fucking roll that clip with him just fucking going like this.
Peak. Oh, that's disgraceful. That's not only ejection, that's going to be a suspension and should be. What a disgrace.
I want to hear your reasoning.
The only reason is because I know I'm dying regardless, okay? I've had way too many brain injuries to make it out alive with one of those guys throwing haymakers at my head. Anyways, I just think if I made it out alive, being locked in a room with a calm Ron Artest would be more fun and more entertaining than being with a calm Andre Johnson.
But that wasn't the question.
I know, but you said I'm locked in a room. So after I get completely the shit knocked out of me, me and Ron Artest are just going to have a nice little bonding session.
You're going to talk about world peace.
Yeah.
But Ron Artest is so fucking crazy.
I'm dying regardless. I'm
but
taking enough beats to the head by one of these guys that it's going to send me out regardless. So if I have to make it, if I make it out alive.
What conversation are you having with him if you're dead?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If I make it out alive, either way, I would rather have a conversation with Meta World Peace than I would with Andre Johnson.
Yeah. Okay.
That is how I took this question.
Okay. That's a
Okay.
very weird way to take this question.
Yes, that's a difficult take here. You know what? I'm back on where this was the only one with the right answer because
Yeah.
I think you're wrong.
I told you,
Ron
I'm fine
Artest
with
is some kind of crazy. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Also, if I'm dying, I feel like Meta World Peace killing me would be a lot faster than Andre Johnson killing me, so it would hurt less.
Yeah. Or again, Meta World Peace is so fucked up you would find a way to like slowly torture you in that room.
Yeah, but also like how many times do we see him like freak out, like lash out in the NBA? You know, how
He
many
has
times
the
do we
most
actually
famous sports fight of all time.
Right,
The Malice
right.
at the
So,
Palace.
and
is-
Andre Johnson has that Cortland Finnegan fight. Other than that, we didn't really see him
Yeah.
lash out. He's not a
But he
weird
fucked up
person.
Cortland Finnegan. Holy
He
shit.
did absolutely,
That was a
absolutely.
crazy fight.
But
I
Cortland
read
Finnegan
somewhere
had to
that, like,
fight to get under his skin.
Yeah.
That
I
wasn't
read
like
somewhere though that that like every receiver in the NFL paid for Andre Johnson's fine because they hated Cortland Finnegan that much.
I saw that too.
Yeah. Oh,
that's
very good.
hilarious.
All right, Matt. What's the last one?
Yeah, so let's move on to our last one, and this one's not really you getting hurt; it's you getting burned. All right. So, would you rather race Usain Bolt, I guess, in a 100-meter dash?
Yeah.
Or Michael Phelps?
So which one do you think you have the better chance in?
Okay, yeah.
I definitely did not take it as that.
I didn't take it as that.
I don't
either.
have
Doesn't
a
matter.
single chance in either one of them.
Obviously.
The way I took it is just which one would I rather do, and I took Usain Bolt. So did Cam and Doss. So did everyone. All right.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just running 100 meters seems like a whole lot less effort than
I was gonna say it's which one gets
It's a
over.
lot faster too.
than swimming and just getting absolutely burned by. I feel like I could do better in a sprint than a swimming race. I think I would be less embarrassed.
Yeah,
You
and
can
I
only
don't have to
lose
take
by
my
so
shirt off
much.
to run.
You can only lose by so much in a 100-meter dash, you know. But
Bro, I think Usain Bolt would be done by the time I stood up to start running.
That's it. Like, I think if I
Also
if I
think
started
Usain Bolt-
at the 75-meter mark, Usain Bolt might be able to beat me. Like, I think he could run 100 meters in the time I run 25.
I also think that Usain Bolt would be less of a dick about beating me than Michael Phelps would be.
Fair enough.
wait, Dawson,
Hmm.
it takes you like 9+ seconds to run 25 meters. You think?
I was gonna say,
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm just trying to think of this like from like a analytics standpoint. I'm
How
not
big
sure.
is 25? How long is 25 meters in yards?
like 30.
Yeah, it's not too much longer.
Yeah, your 40-yard dash is not 10 seconds, Dawson.
No, it is not. It is not.
Oh, all right. Well, that was it for this or that. We're going to move on to another segment. And it's a segment we debuted a few weeks ago. That segment we like to call Guess Who? So we started doing this last week where we each picked one athlete to go with. So yeah, I guess Dawson, you start with a question. I'll go first with my athlete.
I would like to impose a new rule that if you don't ask a question within 2 seconds, you lose your question, and it goes on to the next.
Let's say
person.
like three.
Okay,
3
sure.
seconds.
Is it a boy?
Yes. Then we'll go with Cam.
NBA,
No.
NFL.
Yes.
AFC.
No.
college.
We said NFL.
I said
Yeah.
NFL. So no.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so NFC West.
Yeah.
Is he currently on a team?
Yes.
Is he on defense?
No.
Does he play quarterback?
Yeah.
The Rams.
No.
On the Seahawks?
No.
Why not?
On the Cards.
No.
With Jimmy G.
Yeah.
I knew because you told us you didn't know what college you went to.
I have
Where
no
did Jimmy
idea.
G go to college?
Northern Illinois or something.
Oh,
When
Went
they-
to the same college that Romo went to.
okay.
He broke all of Romo's records, I'm pretty sure.
Xander Schauffele just had a double bogey. That is not good, my friend.
All right. I have mine.
Who's going first?
Cam, go first.
Is it a male?
Yes.
Eastern Illinois, by the way.
No.
Jimmy G. It was Jimmy G. He went to Eastern Illinois.
Okay.
Is it NBA? I don't even know what Cam just asked, to be honest.
Is it a boy?
Is it an NBA player?
No.
Is it a NFL player?
No.
NHL.
No.
LB.
No.
Jeez.
Golf?
No.
UFC.
No.
College football.
No.
Soccer?
No.
Boxing.
No.
What other sports are there?
Swimming.
No.
Is it a track and field star?
No.
Tennis?
No. What
Pass.
country do we live in?
Curling.
No.
No one
Lacrosse.
asked if it was hockey?
I said hockey.
No.
Lacrosse? Like what?
CFL?
There you go.
Oh. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Cam?
Was it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh. Does he currently play?
No.
East.
Yes.
Quarterback?
No.
Grey Cup champ?
Yes.
Receiver.
No.
O-line?
No.
Running back?
No.
I'm gonna take a guess, and because we were talking about 00, is it Anwar Stewart?
Yes. That's not even. I didn't even know he wore 00.
When he came back to the Owls, he wore number 0.
What? Okay, that's crazy. Yes, it was. Okay.
That was impressive.
Okay, Shane.
All right.
Cam.
Shane's
I'm
cheating.
going. I'm ready.
I'm not cheating.
Shane started off.
All right, male.
Yeah.
NFL?
No.
NBA.
No.
NHL.
No.
MLB?
No.
Football in general.
Yeah.
College.
Yeah.
Getting in the draft?
Yeah.
Does he play for Alabama?
Yeah.
Is he the worst quarterback of the top 5?
Yes.
Shane, you can answer.
Yes.
3 for 3.
Shane's hot. Shane is hot. Fuck. Fuck.
All right, who's up?
You.
No, like who's
Oh,
out?
Matt.
Oh, is it a male?
Yes.
NBA.
Nope. Oh, bye, Dawson.
Oh.
NHL.
Nope.
Is it my turn now? Okay.
Yeah. Cam fucked it up.
NFL?
Sorry, man. Okay, go, Dawson.
You said yes? Yeah.
Currently playing.
Yes.
NFC.
Nope.
Quarterback?
Yep.
AFC East.
Yep.
An
Tua.
answer. Hey.
Definitely not Tua, but Dawson was gonna guess.
Cam Newton.
Absolutely.
Bang!
Okay.
Good round. That was fun.
That was a speed
We
round.
were faster this time. Last time we were really slow.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. All right. Next segment, we're gonna go to Shaner's favorite segment, and that's the segment we like to call "Change Your Name."
I would just like to say, I'm starting to become like Shane. I'm not loving this segment.
Bro, like, are we gonna change every team's name? Like, how many times are we gonna do this?
All right, Matt, let's hear it. Whose name are we changing this week?
This week, we're changing the name of the MLB franchise named the Oakland Athletics. Not a fan of that name. Like, I don't know where they're going with it.
I'm not a fan of anybody's name.
Okay. I saw, like, I was reading, like, articles, like, bad team names, and this guy was just like, Oakland Athletics, like, we get it. You're athletes. Like, what else is there to say about you? Like, that's a terrible name. And I agreed. So, I like to change their name to the Oakland Thunder. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. I always liked that name, so I went with that one.
Is it because it sounds identical to the Oklahoma City Thunder?
I guess maybe subconsciously I thought so, but
Maybe.
I didn't really think about it that way. But I kind of like Oakland Thunder. I don't know.
All right. Well, I'm gonna preface mine by saying mine's not good, but it is better than the first two that I had written down, which were the Oakland Moneyballers and the Oakland Beans, named after
Thought
Billy
of the
Bean.
Bunny Ballers also. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Oakland Beans would be kind of cool. But
I saw green beans.
that's awful. Okay. Shane, I don't remember what we were doing, which team we were doing when you renamed them the Elephants.
That would be the Edmonton
Edmonton.
The
Eskimos
Edmonton Elephants
of the CFL.
of the CFL, yeah. So I don't know if you guys have actually seen the history of the Athletics logo, but their logo used to be an elephant for like 50 years. So we are bringing in the Oakland Elephants to the MLB. And shout out to Shane for the inspo. But yeah, the Oakland Elephants.
You
Yeah, that's
automatically
terrible.
won the segment.
I gotta tell you,
That's
Shane said the Edmonton Elephants. It was terrible. You said the Oakland Elephants. It's
Yeah, but
terrible.
At least mine has some context.
I guess.
Lawson wins this thing, so we can retire it for the rest of the podcast history.
Thank you.
Yeah, you topped Shane's worst name. That might be the worst one. Like that might be worse than Fire Ants.
No.
Nothing.
Yeah.
will
And
ever
it's not
be-
original too, so it's unoriginal and it's bad.
The Vegas Degenerates. That was pretty bad too.
That was also very bad.
Yeah, but at
Me and
least
you
Oakland-
don't get it. Me and Shane do this on purpose to throw the segment, so we never have to film this.
Facts.
All right, Oakland's missing the Raiders. A little bit of an on-brand name. I like matching the first letter of the city with the first letter of the team name, so I went the Oakland Outlaws. On brand with the Raiders name. Sounds cool, catchy, and then all those Raiders fans that have nowhere to go can go see the Athletics play. So, or the Outlaws play.
I like it.
Damn it.
Alright.
I hate that I like it.
I tried to get a little baseball into my name here. I'm calling them the Oakland Sluggers. That is
You know what? I was actually going to move the Oakland Athletics to Sacramento and call them the Sacramento Sluggers. That's what I was going to do.
That's cool. See, I
I like
love when the city name matches the
Yeah.
team name.
I like it. I like it. The Oakland Sluggers.
All
Okay, I
right.
guess I won this week.
Oakland Elephants for the win.
But actually, if you look at their old logo from like the 1930s to the 1970s, it was an elephant.
Interesting.
Do you guys think an elephant could hit a home run with its
Absolutely.
trunk?
I think it can.
I do not think so.
Right, you just spoiled trivia. That was one of Matt's questions for trivia.
Sorry,
Is it
boys.
physically possible for an elephant to hit a home run? All
I
right.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
If you had to pick one
Baseball.
animal to hit a home to hit a home run,
A gorilla.
a gorilla.
I was gonna say, yeah, like a monkey.
Yeah,
Yeah, a gorilla probably makes sense. Yeah.
I'd probably. Yeah, I think it has to be.
I would go with like a huge turtle,
Interesting.
like Bowser, in the Wii baseball game.
Mario Sluggers. That was my fave.
If a real like Bowser existed,
Bowser is
then I would-
basically Prince Fielder. Prince Fielder.
That's true. Fair enough.
That guy was a unit.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that was it for Change Your Name. Let's move on to our next segment. And that is a segment that we all love, especially me, because I don't have to answer the questions. Let's move on to NBC Trivia. Last week, Shaner perhaps pulled off one of the most impressive trivia performances of all time. So congratulations on that. But let's see if it keeps it going. I mean, Dawson, you're a little bit quieter than usual right now.
All I'm gonna say is Shane is falling off. I don't want to spoil.
Just went 3 for 4 on Guess Who.
Okay, I don't.
And I was the one that I lost.
Shut up. Let me talk. But yeah, I don't. Not to spoil our lock of the week, but Shane fucked up this week. He didn't get it right. He snapped his streak. He's in his own head. I'm fully confident that this week is the week.
It's because I was riding too high about Baylor beating the Zags.
Yeah, well, again, you're in your own head. All right, let's fucking do this. See, my name is first.
Here's our scoreboard.
All right, let's roll. Let's
I
roll.
Speaking of Baylor beating the Zags, I seriously hope you make Cam wear the Giant stuff on our draft day special episode. That would be hilarious. That's all I got to say. But, it's fine. Sorry, Cam.
Big
Do I
blue.
look amused?
Okay. All right. Let's go on. Like usual,
I really
I'm
hope
so
Shane
fucking
loses
nervous.
this week. I really hope Shane loses.
like usual,
What's
three
with all this
questions.
hate?
3 questions for 3 leagues, 9 in total. And actually, I didn't have a tiebreaker lined up, but I'll think of one.
There's not going to be one.
You don't need one.
All right. We're going to start with the NFL. The question is, who has the most rushing yards of all time? 5, 4,
How to spell it?
3, 2.
No, wait.
One. Lift it up, please.
Wait.
Cam has Peyton.
That
Cam has Peyton. Shane has Emmitt Smith.
I don't know how to
Emmett?
spell it.
Is that
It is.
Emmett? Okay.
That's
well,
terrible.
Emmett is 2 M's and 2 T's, and that is the correct answer.
Wait, are we giving that to me?
The point because
Yes, I'm giving that to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Next question.
Austin's taking hand-me-downs now.
When it comes to all-time receiving yards, we know that Jerry Rice is number 1. Who is number 2? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift them up. Dawson had Marvin Harrison. So did Cam. Shaner had Larry Fitzgerald. The correct answer
He's number
is
2.
Larry Fitzgerald.
I didn't see
Matt,
Shane write
I'm
anything.
not.
I think
Matt,
he's
I've really
just
stopped
rewritten.
reading on the questions, but asking who the second person is on these lists, it's kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie. It's a
I'm
little
pretty sure
bit
you
weak.
both guessed
This is
Marvin.
weak because you're not getting it right.
It's not though. But who? Why? That's. I don't know. I could think of better questions.
All right.
Ooh, that is a challenge.
It is. I'll do it. Just who's the second? Like no one remembers number 2, bro. Everyone remembers the champ. You don't remember number 2.
You didn't even remember the champ because
Next question.
All right. Well,
That was
Cam's
most
going to hate me
receptions, not
again.
yards.
Cam's going to hate me
Okay.
again.
Go
All
ahead.
right. All right. So when it comes to passing yards all time,
Oh man.
Drew Brees is number 1. Tom Brady is number 2. Peyton Manning is number 3. Who is number 4?
Are you kidding me?
I'm glad I have some support.
Bro, like,
Matt, I would just like to point out that I'm the only one respecting the host.
I see it. It's fine. I think it's easy to come up with these questions. It's really not. 3, 2, 1. Lift them up. Dawson had Brett Favre. Cam had
Joe.
Joe.
Joe Montana.
Shane had Dan Marino. The correct answer is Brett Favre. And just like that, we have a tie at the top. Dawson and Shane both have 2. Cam has 0. Apparently it's because I have
boys.
terrible questions.
Who's the 6th all-time scorer in NHL history? You guys don't know?
no, I'm sorry, can't
Damn.
answer that one.
Damn.
All right, NHL.
All right.
Who has the most shutouts of all time?
One of 2. I don't know if he passed him. Pretty sure he did.
Yeah, I might have got past.
3, 2, 1. All 3 of them have Marty Brodeur. The correct answer is Marty Brodeur with 125. This one's a hard one. Who has the most fights of all time?
The most fights?
Yes. 5, 4,
Oh, but I ride by my boys.
3, 2,
Wait,
1.
I'm not looking.
Ryan Reeves for Shaner. Cam has Knuckles Nyland. Oh, that's a good one. But you guys are all
Guess I'm
wrong.
wrong.
The correct answer is Ty Domi.
Really?
Yeah,
How many?
333.
Does that include him fighting the fans?
It's a good question. I don't know. All right. Wayne Gretzky is number 1. Gordie Howe is number 2 in all-time goals. Who's number 3?
Oh my God. Number 3.
Thinking of so many guys right now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wait. I'm not looking.
Cam has Mario Lemieux. Shaner has Hull.
I'm not
Dawson
looking.
has Jaromir Jagr. Correct answer is Jaromir Jagr.
No way.
Bro, he played for like
Smooth.
fucking 70.
Dawson?
Oh,
Good-
Patrick
good on you.
Marleau is about to pass his all-time record for games played.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dawson, this is just me warning you. Took a little bit too long on that one. All right? Next time
I'm
you take
working
that
with
long,
I'm working with technology, but yes, I understand.
next time you take that long, I'm not going to reward you.
Understand.
All right. After round 2, Dawson has 4. Shane has 3. Cam has 1. We're going to NBA.
I'm still alive.
First question. Who has the most blocks in NBA history?
I feel like we did this one.
We definitely did this one.
Did we? No, I don't think so. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, we definitely didn't do this one. I remember we didn't do this one. Dawson and Shane both took Dikembe. Cam took Hakeem Olajuwon. And the correct answer is
Wow.
Hakeem Olajuwon. Dikembe, I believe, is 2, though.
Okay. Well,
I
maybe
for
we
sure
didn't do
thought
this
I
one.
was wrong because both of you boys had.
But we
Dikembe.
did do something that Dikembe
We
was.
did,
the
we
answer.
did.
Yeah,
We did.
I don't think it was blocks, though. Not all-time blocks.
I think it was who won the
Blocks
most
in a season.
defensive players, defensive player,
Defensive
of the year
Player
awards.
Awards. That's what it was. You're right.
Maybe.
Who has
I thought it was Ben Wallace.
the most steals of all time?
Oh, I know this one.
Oh man, I don't know at all.
I do.
3,
Wait.
2,
Wait.
1.
Okay.
Lift. Chris Paul from Dawson, Jason Kidd from Shane, and Allen Iverson from Cam. The correct answer was John Stockton.
I was gonna write that. Fuck.
All right, last question.
Let's hear the score going into the last round.
Dawson
knows who's winning.
Dawson has 4. The same. Shane has 3 and Cam has 2.
Oh, here we go, Dawson. You might finally get one. Shane,
Who
you
has-
gotta clutch it
Who
up
has
right now.
the most 3-pointers made of all time? Five, 4, 3, 2,
I know this is
1. Lift.
I wanted to go with Steph too, but I thought it was too easy.
I don't think it's Steph, bro.
Dawson had Reggie Rain. Cam, who'd you have?
Larry.
Larry Bird.
Yeah.
And Shaner had Steph Curry. You guys all got it wrong, which means that Dawson is the winner.
I had Ray Allen in my head, but I don't know.
I thought this one was obvious.
Oh,
Dawson.
we did it! We did it! We did it!
Where's the tears?
Oh, man. Dawson, congratulations on your first ever NBC Trivia win.
Oh
What a
my
night.
God.
What a night it is to be Mr. Dawson Spooner.
I would just like
Thank
to
you
take a moment.
all so much. This means so much to me. Shane, you know what I want you to do? Speaking of the Masters, I want you to put a green jacket on me.
I will. I just want to take a moment, and it's been one hell of a ride going to war against you, and I would just like to offer a huge congratulations, my friend.
Wow.
I'm very proud of you.
I feel so bad for all the shit I talked to your face
I am very
behind your
proud.
back about trivia.
I would also just like to say that I am now the only NBC member that has not won NBC trivia.
Let me take over.
I might have
Monkey
to.
off
I
my
might have
back.
to let you. All right. We got 2
Wow.
segments left. And we're moving on to everyone's favorite segment, and that is Top 5. This week, we decided to do NBA players under 25 because ESPN came out with a top 25 under 25 list.
And
It
it was
was awful.
disgusting.
It
Disgusting.
was terrible. This is what it kind of looked like, okay? They had Trae Young at 16. They had Ja Morant at 15. They had Devin Booker at 8. Ben Simmons at 7. De'Aaron Fox at 6. Then at 5, they had Jason Tatum. 4, Donovan Mitchell. 3, LaMelo Ball.
That's crazy.
Okay, so let me say something real quick.
Yeah.
I was watching First Take the day after they released that ESPN released that, and Stephen A was all like freaking out, and I was with Stephen A 100%. But Max Kellerman's point of view on it was like LaMelo is so much younger than all of these guys. There's a couple that are like 21, 22, but he's 19 years old. And granted, he's hurt right now and stuff, but
Yeah.
how much better is he at 19 than they were? And how much, like, his upside is, I don't agree with him being at 3, or was it 2 or 3?
3. Zion was 2, Luka was 1.
I don't agree, but I do understand that putting him over a guy who's 24, even though he might not be better than them right this instant, isn't the worst take.
Okay, if they take it as in guys with potential, then sure.
No, it's not even.
No?
It's just like
I would-
LaMelo will.
I start my franchise today. I would rather have Trae Young, Ja Morant, and Jason Tatum over LaMelo.
Yeah.
Maybe not Ja Morant, but I would definitely rather have Devin Booker. Like, 24 is fucking
Yes,
young.
no, I 100% agree.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right.
But just Max Kellerman had a nice little. Usually,
No,
I
I
love
get it.
Stephen
I
A
get
getting
it.
all over him, but I like Max Kellerman sometimes.
I get it.
I understood where he was coming from.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Number 5, I have Zion Williamson. Turning into a star, not better than the next 4 people in my opinion just yet. To have him at number 2, I disagree with. With Max Kellerman's argument, sure. But I have him at number 5. To me, that's where he belongs. Number 4, one of the most underrated players in the league, Donovan Mitchell. Showing why he's maybe a top 15 player in this league right now.
Yep.
This year. Unbelievable. Having a career year, and just because he plays in Utah, no one really sees it. Number 3, Devin Booker. Him at 8 makes no sense to me. Unbelievable talent. He's going to be a star in this league. Okay?
He
One of
already
my
is.
favorite.
He
I mean,
already
maybe it's
is.
biased because I've already told you on this podcast this is one of my favorite players. Number 2, Jason Tatum, easily. Jason Tatum, if it's not Luka Doncic's league in 5 years, it's his. Guy just put up 53 points, youngest Celtic to ever put up 50 points. He's going to be an unbelievable talent. And number 1, as my friend Dawson said last week, if you don't have Luka Doncic at number 1, you're off the podcast. All right? So that's my top 5. I'm going to be honest. There was a couple guys that I left off this list that was tough, but I think my list is pretty credible.
I agree. I have the exact same guys in a bit of a different order. At 5, I have Donovan Mitchell. I really, really like Donovan Mitchell. I liked him since he came into the league. So underrated. And again, it's obviously because where he plays. Like, if he played in LA or if he played in New York, like, he would be one of the faces of the league. I have no doubt. He is so talented. Number 4, I have Zion. Look, I'm going to be honest. I was a bit of a Zion doubter. I thought he was too heavy. I thought he couldn't translate to the NBA. I thought he couldn't shoot, but boy, am I happy to be proven wrong because he is going to be special.
Yeah.
Number 3, I also have Devin Booker. Very underrated I don't know what much more to say. Number 2, Jason Tatum. Like Matt said, this will be Luka and Tatum's league. And number 1, if you don't have him here, you're off the pod. Luka Doncic, my favorite player in the NBA, ever since I saw him live on his first game of his sophomore or his second year.
Yeah, sophomore.
Yeah.
Not a lot of controversy on this pod, boys.
You have the exact same list.
No.
Oh, okay.
Our
I've
controversy
Zion-
with ESPN. That's who it's with.
Yeah. Fuck
I
you,
agree with you.
ESPN.
I agree with you, Dawson.
Fuck you.
Zion. I think we all, before the NBA season started, we said, we weren't sure about Zion.
Yeah.
Maybe not Shane. I don't know where I was at, but anyways, we were all kind of. Anyways, Zion at number 5 for me. Undoubtedly leaving his mark on the league now, and no signs of slowing down. At 4, I have Donovan Mitchell. Absolutely love that guy. I have Tatum at 3 and D-Book at 2. I just love Devin Booker. A little bit of a personal bias.
Yeah.
They're both great, obviously, and to have them 2 and 3 in this list, to me, it doesn't really make a difference. Number 1, though, Luka, obviously. No one's gonna take that spot, I don't think. Yeah.
Unless,
Never know.
until he
Shane
turns
does-
26.
Shane does have some crazy takes, so
I mean, someone will take that spot from Luka when Luka turns 26, but
Yeah.
for
Fair
now.
enough. And I do want to give an honorable mention to Trae Young. Love that guy. Just
Trae
goes
Young
back
at
to the
16 is
list.
a joke.
That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
That's a joke.
Yeah, it's bad.
John Moran at 15 is a joke.
I would also I would take Trae Young over Ben Simmons.
I would not.
I don't like
But-
Ben Simmons. Shoot the fucking ball.
Okay.
No, like shoot the ball. Sorry. Go, Shane.
He's different.
I'm feeling the hottest take here. No? Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe this one at 5 might upset you guys, but number
Okay.
5, I have Booker at 5. I'm not like I understand the talent's there, but I had him like it was between 4 and 5 for me to have him, and 4 I put is kind of a bias because I really like this guy and it's Donovan Mitchell, and I think he would be higher on everybody's list if he wasn't in Utah. But to me, that one came out as like me liking Donovan Mitchell more than Booker.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I have him at 4 and Booker at 5. At 3, I have Zion. I'm pretty sure in his last like 8 games, he's averaging over 30 points.
Mm-hmm.
This is you said it's Tatum and Luka's league. He's gonna be right there with Tatum, I think, at the power forward position for the rest of their careers. Like I don't know what the age difference is between them. I think it might be like 1 or 2 years. So they're gonna be tied together both at the power forward position for the rest of their careers. At 2, I have Tatum though. He's just proven to be better so far. At 1, I definitely have Luka. He was my MVP pick at the beginning of the year. Not looking so hot at the moment, but he will be a multi-time MVP winner in this league. And he's going to be, when LeBron retires, this is his league.
And not for nothing, my MVP pick was Damian Lillard. NBA has him at number 2 on the MVP ladder right now, which is crazy to me. But hey, I mean, if it happens, another fortune teller. Speaking of the MVP, I still think that Joel Embiid should be the winner, but I don't know. Jokic might get it because he just played the whole year, but I don't know. I think Joel Embiid's been the best player this year.
But we also we all had the same 5, eh?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Fuck Ben Simmons.
Dude, yes, like I don't understand. Like, I want to see I want to see the guy who put out that article. Like I want to see him explain it. You know,
Stephen A. Smith freaked out so much that he was like, I disassociated myself with ESPN, and he had to literally apologize 3 minutes later for what he said because it was so he was so heated.
I wonder, but I always wonder because just bringing it back to a personal thing, it was BR Gridiron, Bleacher Report. They sent out the thing of the biggest draft steals of the last 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
And Darius Leonard wasn't on it, which is so stupid. But I just wonder if they do these crazy lists on purpose to get comments, to get interactions.
For
things
sure
like
they
that.
do. For sure they do.
They have to.
It's the same thing. Like you think about a guy like Colin Cowherd, like this guy knows sports like no one else, but he comes out with good takes, and he comes out with takes that are just gonna piss people off just because it gets him it's clickbait. You
We
know,
should
like
start
Colin
doing
Coward
that.
is my by far my least favorite, like pro or not pro, like popular analyst or whatever.
I understand why
I
because
agree.
I
I-
like Colin Coward.
I like him.
I hate
I-
Skip Bayless. Fuck Skip Bayless.
I like him, but
Okay,
Colin
Skip
Coward
Bayless
also
is number one, but Colin Coward's a very close second.
Colin Coward just he rides LeBron, which I'm cool with, you know. But I get it because some of his takes I'm just like, why would you say that? That's so stupid.
Once a week, I'm just gonna tweet out some crazy shit on our account, like crazy shit.
Yeah, that's anyways. That's fine. Let's move on to our last segment, the segment that we end every single week with, and that is our lock of the week in terms of betting. This week, I'm going to do my second NBA lock of this podcast's history, and I'm going to go with the Milwaukee Bucks beating the Minnesota Timberwolves on Wednesday.
Well, I thought we had a lock unity, and I was really excited, but I have the Milwaukee Bucks beating the Atlanta Hawks on Thursday.
Okay.
Sticking with the NBA theme. Ever since Russ went crazy in that game a couple weeks ago, I've just been watching him play, and I still love him. Yeah, I know he gets hated by a lot of people, but Russell Wilson will have a triple-double this week. That's a lock.
Russell Wilson
Oh,
will have a triple-double?
Oh, Russell Westbrook. My
Yeah,
bad.
bro, he's coming in. Don't sleep.
He will have a triple-double this week. I'll even go with Wednesday. They're playing Sacramento. They'll
All
have a
right.
triple-double.
All right.
We're throwing it back to hockey, kind of going in with my bold prediction. Saturday night, the Habs play the Sens. You can take the Habs.
All right. And with his bold prediction, you know, last week Shaner said that either Dano or Tatar were going to get traded. We're filming on Sunday. They still haven't been traded, but you know, tomorrow's the big day. So by the time this gets posted on Tuesday, we'll know whether or not this guy's right or not. But anyways, that does it for episode 18 of the Nothing But Controversy podcast. Once again, quick reminder, we post every Tuesday at 5 p.m. So make sure to go to YouTube and subscribe and turn on our notifications for when we post videos. Also go to NBC Clips. What?
We have a minor trade to announce.
Oh, what's that?
Pittsburgh Penguins have traded for Nicolas Delorier from the Anaheim Ducks.
What a
You
loser.
interrupted the podcast
I was gonna say,
for that?
The former
was that
Habs
worthy of
legend.
interrupting me?
It was, because he is a Habs legend.
Nick Delorier, your career fell off. You suck. I hope you never make it.
Whoa!
No, that was one of my least favorite guys in the Habs uniform.
All right, Dawson, just end it right now.
All right, ciao.